So, guys, I just came out of the movie Iron Claw, and I just want to say that it's a very, very powerful film. And, my ride's about to come here in like 10 minutes. So, I just want to say a couple of things that, there's definitely a lot of just really powerful themes about family, family love, and then just also just, what happens in life when, you go through a lot of bad times and you just keep on living because, sometimes people just think that suicide's a way out or just getting lost in drugs and alcohol and messing up your life, but it's never ever worth it. I would say that I think the main message is just stick in there, and sometimes life works out, so and I also kind of think that this movie it also has another theme really about greed, because the Von Erich that was like the dad. He was very just about winning the heavyweight championship and really just about that and stuff like that. So he definitely prioritized what he wanted to do through he wanted what he wanted to live vicariously through his kids for. So it's definitely just really hints at a person not realizing that they're selfish. And it also talks about the change in generations, just like how in older generations they've had the attitude to suck it up. When you go through a bad time, shit happens. You don't question you don't really question authority, but now younger generations are more questioning of how their parents are, and just in some old toxic mentalities just need to die. Don't worry, don't worry, you're not in this, yeah. But there's a lot of toxic mentalities. I definitely know in older generations they've had an attitude of suck it up, move on, or I've been through hard times, or I lived through the depression, or I lived through World War II. I've served in World War II. Life was hard for me, so you all need to suck it up, really. And I kind of happy that type of thinking, we have like kind of an understanding of how toxic that is, because sometimes that just leads to harboring so many just feelings, and then that turns up, and that can make a person self-destructive. I'm happy that there's a lot more education and understanding of mental health, and that's definitely another big thing, is that I do think that a lot of a couple of the brothers, they all kind of suffer from a form of depression and trauma, and just almost like their psychology and impacting their physiology and other things like that. So you just can't ignore the signs that you're hurting inside psychologically and hurting inside physically. Like getting help is very, very important, and that's part of being the best version of yourself, is just resting your mind and resting your body. The old mentality of just always working, always going, and never really stopping. And if you're hurting physically or psychologically, you just you just keep on going. And unfortunately, some people turn that into drugs, sex, self-destructive behavior, working through injuries, and then also suicide as a way out, or depression leading to suicide as a way out. I'm very, very happy that there's a lot more education on why that's a toxic mentality. So very powerful film. Definitely it does deserve a couple of Oscars, at least a Best Picture nomination. If it wins Best Picture, I would be very elated. So Iron Claw's definitely a very powerful film. It got me in my feelings. Very, very well acted. Really great cinematography, very, very great editing. And for a movie that's like 2 hours, like a lot of times I look at my phone and other things during long movies, but this time I didn't. So very, very powerful, very, very powerful. And definitely the acting, the ensemble. Like, honestly, the Oscars really need Best Ensemble. This would have won Best Ensemble. And I would even say this is a way better film than Oppenheimer. Definitely you feel for the characters way more than in Oppenheimer, and I kind of like this film a lot, really. So a very, very powerful piece, and I definitely recommend it. It's a highly recommend film, and definitely one of the best films I've seen in years. So I wish it best with the Academy Awards and the Oscars. I do have a sense that it may or may not win something, because usually when it comes to the Academy Awards, they may say, okay, it's professional wrestling. Professional wrestling's lowbrow for all of us Oscar winners for the Academy Awards. So hopefully they don't think that way and they kind of look at the quality of this film. But this is definitely a very strong one. It should be nominated for Best Picture or Best Director. If not, then that's inexcusable. But very powerful film.